Hey there, and welcome. So, you're thinking about IVF. It's a huge step, a really personal journey. And honestly, it can feel like there's a ton of information to sort through. But it really doesn't have to be overwhelming. Today, we're going to lay out a super clear roadmap for you, just to help you navigate these first steps with a bit more confidence. Let's get into it.
So maybe you're at that point where IVF is officially on the table. Wow, that is a massive decision, and it is totally 100% normal to feel, well, a little bit of everything. Hope, maybe some anxiety, and probably a million and one questions.
You know, the first and most important thing to really let sink in is that you are not alone in this, not even close. So many people have walked this exact path, and we're just here to be a friendly voice guiding you through these first big steps so you can feel prepared and, empowered.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to walk through 5 key stages. We'll start with just thinking about IVF, then building your team, getting ready for that first clinic visit, making smart choices, and finally, how to juggle all this with, well, real life. All right, let's jump into section 1, considering the IVF journey. This part is all about those big foundational questions. Why are we even thinking about this? And what does the timeline actually look like before you even start?
You know, people come to IVF for so many different reasons. For a lot of people, it's the next step after other treatments haven't worked out. For others, it's a starting point because of a specific diagnosis, or maybe to make sure a genetic disorder isn't passed on. And, of course, it's an amazing way for same-sex couples and single individuals to grow their families.
One of the first things to get your head around is that this prep phase, it's a process. It's not just a single event. You're generally looking at about 3 to 6 months. That time is filled with those initial chats with doctors, all the tests, then getting a plan that's made just for you, and finally, making some lifestyle tweaks before the real treatment begins.
So once you've got a handle on the timeline, the very next thing is to realize you are not meant to do this alone. Seriously, IVF isn't a solo mission. It really truly takes a village, and putting together the right support team is just absolutely crucial.
So, who's in this village? Well, think of it as your core team. First up, you, and your partner if you have one. You guys are the team captains here. Then, of course, you've got your medical expert, your fertility specialist. And just as important, you have a mental health professional. They're going to be invaluable for helping you through all the emotional roller coasters.
And if you are on this journey with a partner, getting on the same page isn't just important, it's everything. I mean, this quote really nails it. This whole process asks so much of you, physically, emotionally, financially. Having that solid foundation of mutual support is the bedrock that's going to get you through it all.
Okay, section 3, let's get practical. That very first visit to the clinic can feel pretty intimidating, right? But with just a little bit of prep, you can turn all that overwhelming feeling into clear, focused action. Think of this as your go bag for that first appointment. Seriously, walking in with your complete medical history, any recent tests you've had done, a list of your meds, it just helps your doctor get the full picture right away. And yeah, be ready to chat about lifestyle stuff and have your insurance info handy. It'll make that first talk so much more productive.
And this is how you take charge. Go in armed with questions. Don't be shy. Ask them everything. What exactly is my diagnosis? What are your success rates for someone my age? Walk me through the plan. What are the risks, like OHSS? What are the costs going to look like? What kind of emotional support do you offer? Remember, this is your journey. You deserve to have all the answers you need.
Okay, so you're armed with information. Now it's time for some of the big decisions. This whole section is about choosing your clinic and your path forward with total confidence. Choosing a clinic can feel like the biggest decision in the world. I get it, but you can break it down. Look past the big flashy success rates on the homepage. Make sure the data is for your age group and that they're transparent about it. Check for things like accredited labs, a personalized approach to care, and super clear pricing. And of course, see what actual patients are saying about their experience.
Now here's a question that comes up all the time. What if you're just not 100% sold on the first plan you hear? Is it actually worth the hassle of getting a second opinion?
The answer is a huge, resounding yes. A second opinion is not about saying you don't trust your doctor. It's about empowering yourself. It can confirm you're on the right track, which is great, or it might open up a whole new perspective or a different approach that just feels better to you. It's such a valuable step for feeling confident in whatever path you choose.
So, you've chosen your clinic, you've got a plan. We're at our final section, navigating life during treatment. This is where the rubber meets the road. How do you actually manage IVF alongside your job, your relationships, and just, life?
Okay, a few practical tips. A shared calendar for all the appointments? Game changer. It's also a really good idea to chat with your boss about flexibility ahead of time. Lean on your people, your friends, your family, and little things like prepping meals or getting your med kits organized can take so much stress off your plate. But the biggest one here? Prioritize rest. Your body is doing something incredible. You have to listen to it.
And remember that village we talked about? It's not just about your inner circle. It's also about finding people who just get it. Whether that's an in-person group at your clinic, an online forum where you can connect anytime, or one-on-one chats with a fertility counselor. Find your people. You do not have to carry this emotional load by yourself.
And that brings us to one last really important question to ask yourself. Are you emotionally ready to start?
Now, what's so key to understand is that being ready doesn't mean you won't have hard days or feel stressed. Of course you will. That's part of it. What readiness really means is that you're prepared. It means you get the process. You have realistic expectations for the highs and the lows. And most importantly, you've built that amazing support system to be there for you.
We really hope this roadmap helps you feel more prepared and just empowered as you think about what's next for you. Now, of course, it is super important to remember that this whole discussion is purely for educational purposes. You should always talk to your doctor for any personal medical advice. If you do want to learn more about the whole process, a fantastic resource is the portal IVFforme.com. At the end of the day, starting this journey isn't just about feeling ready, it's about building the support and the knowledge you need to walk your own path with confidence. So maybe the real question is, what does your strongest, most supported first step look like?